All right, back with a little bit more PC replay baseball. We're going to jump into the 1928 season and we're going to play the Yankees opening day game at Shibe Park in Philadelphia. I'm going to just quick start this and we're going to take the Yankees, so I'll have the computer take the A's and we're going to play some 1928 baseball. Lefty Grove on the mound, 112 whip, 258 ERA. Earl Coombs is going to lead it off, and that's going to be an out. Struck him out. Pitcher K turns that regular out into a strikeout, and it brings up Mark Koenig. And there's a 51 in column two. That's just a ground out. Two out, nobody on for the Bambino. Here's the Babe's first at bat of the 1928 season, and it's against Lefty Grove. Some classic names in baseball. There's a walk, and he'll do that a lot this year. The Babe walks. Doesn't get any easier though, because you got Lou Gehrig right behind him, but that's going to be a strikeout. So Gehrig strikes out in his first AB of 28. We're going to go bottom one. We got Herb Pennock on the mound. He also had a great year that year, 2.56, 121 whip. Max Bishop will lead it off. We got Cobb and Speaker in the lineup. Also Cochran, so this A's team can hit. And there's a base hit right off the bat, and it's got Ty Cobb up. And that's going to be a deep fly out to left, one out. 17, column 6. And it brings up Tris Speaker. Tris Speaker, he only had 267 this year. He had better years than that. He looks like he didn't play a lot, 191 ABs. And that's going to be a double play, 5 in column 4. So Speaker bounces into a double play. We'll go top 2, and Bob Musial will lead off against Lefty Grove, and he's going to strike out. One out. Bring up Joe Dugan. Yeah, Joe Dugan. And now we're going to get a new number. It's a shaded box in 2-6. We're going to get a new shaded number. It's going to have to be under 3 for Ty Cobb to make this play. And the only numbers that will come out under 3 are between 11 and 25 on the dice. And it's a 21, so it's a fly to right. He changed it to a 2, which is under his 3 defense. And he makes the play. Brings up Leo DeRocher. And against the lefty, that's a 60. So that's going to be a 61 with the 1 from the pitcher and a double. Against the righty, it would have been a 16. It would have ended up being a fly ball. So runner on second, 2 out for Pat Collins. We're going to pitch to him, and that's going to get him. Struck him out. So we're quickly into the third inning, bottom of the second inning, and Bing Miller will bat, and that's a pop out. Pop to third, 1 out. Bottom 2, Mickey Cochran will bat, and against the lefty, that's a 16, and plus the 1 from the pitcher is a 17 and a deep fly. That was a split. It would have been a 9 against the right-handed. If you look at Cochran's card, it was split 16-9, so against a righty it would have been a 9, and that would have actually ended up being a base hit. So the splits there helped the Yankees, and Hauser now is going to walk. Oh, he's got a raised number. So when you have normally a 6 is a walk, but since he's got this raised 3 in column 5, a number under 3 will actually just be 2 balls instead of a walk, but it's a 4, so he walks them anyway. But yeah, these raised numbers can cut down on walks. So Pennock must have been pretty good at throwing strikes. Runner on first, 2 out for Jimmy Dykes. And he's just going to ground out. So now we go to the top of the third. Scoreless. Top of the third, scoreless. And Pennock, who hit 203 that year, so he's not hopeless at the plate. And he flies out to center. 31 in column 5. Earl Coombs, and wow, you don't see too many 70s. This is a 71. Pop out to first. High number in column 3, Mark Koenig, and he strikes out. So we're in a pitcher's duel here. Not too surprisingly, 2 good pitchers on the mound in Grove and Pennock. And we're going to go bottom 3 for Joe Boley leading off. Hit 264 that year, but he's going to ground out. 2 in column 5, 1 away. Let's see what kind of hitter Lefty Grove was that year. He hit 170, so not too much. He did have a home run. This is 37, and he struck him out. So we got 2 out, nobody on. Max Bishop's going to come up, and he's going to ground out. 5 is a ground out with nobody on base. And we are quickly into the top of the 4th. Only 1 hit from each side. The Bambino is going to lead it off against Lefty Grove. Babe Ruth. Grounds out. Grounds to short. So Ruth and Gehrig have been quiet so far. Lefty Grove is getting the job done. Let's see what Gehrig can do here. 21 is a walk. And I think there's going to be some base runner action as well. Yeah, we're going to roll on the action chart for a possible wild pitch, pass ball. In this case, it's a pass ball. So it's got to be higher than a 3, and it is. So Gehrig's going to get to second. Pass ball on Mickey Cochran. And Bob Musil's up, runner on second. And that's going to be a base hit. At least a base hit. A 6 will be a home run. But it's a 2, so he singles. Runner stops at third. No, he can try to score. So, do we want to try and score him? He's a 4. Going to the bottom. We're going to try and score him. So, it's got to be a 5 or a 6 for him to be thrown out. And it's a 6. They got him at the plate. The odds were in our favor, 1-4. But a 6 throws Gehrig out. 2 out. Musil up for Joe Dugan. Musil on first, and Joe Dugan's up. And he flies out. And that would have been a sac fly if he hit the same roll. Oh well. We had the odds in our favor, but Gehrig gets thrown out at home. And we go bottom 4th, Ty Cobb. And he pops him up. Popped the second, 1 out. And that brings up Tris Speaker. And that's a fly out as well. A deep fly out to left, a 17 in column 6. Good pitcher's duel. Bing Miller. And there's a possible base hit. We're going to roll on the umpire chart. 2-5 is going to be a single, and it's a base hit. So Miller's on for Cochran, who had the pass ball last inning. He hit 10 homers that year, but he's going to ground out here to Dugan, and that's going to be the 4th inning. So Gehrig gets thrown out at the plate. That's the closest we've come to a score. We're in the top of the 5th, and Leo DeRocher grounds out to Boley. 1 out. 2 hits each side. Collins is up. And he's going to be out as well. A 6. Short fly to right. You need a 7 in column 3. He got a 6. 7 would have been a base hit. Pennock is up. And he's hitting, and he's striking out. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th. Yankees won 101 games in 1928, but Philadelphia won 98. So we're looking at probably the 2 best teams in the American League and maybe the 2 best teams in baseball that year. The Pirates were also very good in the National League, I think. I don't know. I have to check who won in 28. Hauser is going to walk. Raised. Oh, right, it's another raised number. So it's going to have to be a 5 or a 6 for a walk, and it's 4. So just 2 balls. The raised number prevented the walk, and it's just 2 balls on the batter. So, well, he walks now anyway. So we got another number to walk. I'm checking on 1928 as we play. We also have an action chart result, and it's a possible pass ball. Again, it has to be a 5 or a 6, and it's not. So that's going to bring up Dykes with a runner on first. Working towards... Oh, he's going to bunt. And we're going to roll on the bunt chart. And it's a successful sacrifice. So a runner on second, 1 out for Boley. And there's a base hit to right. The runner's going to stop at third. First and third, 1 out. We're going to bring the corners in with the pitcher up. And I think that's about all we can do. Let's see what they do with Grove, first and third. Yeah, he's bunting. We got the corners in. So that does factor in on the bunt chart. And he sacrifices the runner to second, but the runner on third is going to hold. In the National League in 28, it was actually the Cardinals over the Giants. The Cardinals won 95 games, and the Giants won 93 in 1928. So the Cardinals and the Giants were the 2 best teams in the National League. So we got a second and third, 2 out for Max Bishop. We're pitching to him. And that's a 19. That's a ground out, I believe. Oh, yeah, that is a ground out. Okay. With the infield back, that's a ground out. So we're going to go top 6, and Coombs leads it off against Grove. We're looking for our first run. Gehrig was thrown out at the plate earlier. And there's a ground out. 1 out. These pitchers are firmly in control right now. Mark Koenig, and he grounds out. 2 out. Of course, the Bambino is in scoring position at the plate. All he has to do is swing 1 time, and it'll be gone. But that's not it. That's a grounder. So the Bambino cannot get his first home run so far in this one. He hit 54 that year. We're going to go bottom 6, and Ty Cobb leads it off and pops up. Pop to third. He hit 323 that year. Tris Speaker. And against the lefty, that's a 59. Yeah, and a 1 is a 60, so it's a base hit. Would have been a 7 against the righty. Runner on first, playing for the double play. Bing Miller is going to ground the first, and that is a double play. Second to first, and we're going to go top 7. We are scoreless. Lefty Grove facing Lou Gehrig, and that's an out. That's a ground out. 1 out. And that brings up Bob Musel, and he is going to also line out. You need a 34 in column 3 for a double. He got a 32. So Joe Dugan will bat. And a 17 in column 2 is a strikeout. So 7th inning stretch time, bottom 7. And we got Mickey Cochran leading up against Herb Pennock. And it's a 16 and a triple. A triple leading off. Well, I guess we'll bring the infield in. We don't want this run scoring. So Joe Hauser is up with the runner on third, and that's going to be a walk. First and third. Wow. All right, let's see. First and third, nobody out. Dykes, bottom of the order, you 277. We don't want a big inning. I'm going to bring the corners in. Corners in. We're going to play it for the double play up the middle. Oh, it's a steal attempt, too. Let's see if he steals first. And a possible throwing error. He stole second. And it's a possible throwing error on Collins. Anything over a 25, and it's an error. So they're going to score anyway. So a stolen base and a throwing error. A's take a 1-0 lead, and now we are going to bring the infield in. Not first base. We're going to bring the whole infield in. And Jimmy Dykes will bat. And there's a 13 and a base hit. So the A's take a 2-0 lead. The 2 best teams in the American League here on opening day. And the A's are drawing first blood, 2-0. Boley is up. And he's bunting. Going to try and sacrifice the runner over. Look for an insurance run, but it's foul. 2 strikes. I'm going to keep the... They could try again, but I'm going to keep the infield halfway all the way around. And he is trying again. So he's going to try with 2 strikes, and it works. Gets the sack. So runner on second, 1 out, and imagine Grove is going to bat. We're going to bring the corners in, and he strikes out. So 2 out, runner on second. We're going to face Bishop. We're pitching to him, and he is going to walk. First and second, 2 out for Cobb. Lefty, I got to leave Pennock in. This is 1928 baseball. And he gets the ground out to Koenig, and that's going to end the inning. So the Yankees are going to have to come from behind here. They're down 2-0. Have not been able to do anything against Lefty Grove. He's an S8, so he's doing okay right now. And Leo DeRocher is going to hit. And he grounds out, 1 out. Now Pennock is up in this inning, so probably going to have to pinch hit for him down 2-0. Pat Collins, going to let Pat Collins hit right now. And this is a possible rare play. We're going to roll again. Nope, there's now going to be a possible foul out. If you get a 1, it's a possible foul out. 3-5 is rare play, and 2-4-6 is just a dribbler. This is going to be a foul out on a 25. 2 out, nobody on. Let's see what our bench looks like. We got Tony Lazzari, who didn't start. That would make a lot of sense. We're probably not going to need him after this because we're going to have all our good hitters coming up. So let's use Lazzari as the pinch hitter. And there's a 32, and he's going to line out to center. He needed a 34. He got a 32. So now I'm going to need a pitcher, and I am not going to pretend to know 1928 Yankee bullpen use. Obviously, the bullpens back then were not good, so you see there's a lot of guys who are not great. This guy is not too bad, Miles Thomas. And I think that's what we're going to go with. He did relieve 11 times, so we'll go with Miles Thomas against Tris Speaker. I should have checked the actual game to see who came in. We got a new Rays number in column 2, so Babe is only a 2 in the outfield. So the only out will be if it's the new Rays number is a 1, which is 11 to 14. And it's not, it's a double. So, yeah, in the actual game in 1928, Pennock went all 9 innings, so they didn't have to use a reliever in the actual game. That was back in April 11th of 1928. All right, so we got a runner on second, nobody out. Bing Miller is up. I don't know if they're going to bunt with this. He's got 8 homers and a 329 average. You would think they would swing away. But he's bunting. It's 1928 baseball. We can possibly get the lead runner. Wow. We don't want any more runs. It looks like the odds are not great, but they're not terrible. What are we going to do here? Let's try and get the lead runner. This could be a disaster, but we're going to try. It's got to be, what, 1, 2, or... it's got to be over a 3 for out. 1, 2, 3 is safe. And it's a 5. So we got him. We needed it to be over 3, and we got a 5, and we got the lead runner. So probably worth the risk because we can't allow any more runs to score. Runner on first, 1 out for Cochran now. And that's a 35 and a short fly to left, 2 out. The actual game, the Yankees won this 8-3. They had no problems winning this opening day game. Lefty Grove only went 3 innings in the actual game. Joe Hauser will bat, and he's going to strike out. So here we go. Top 9 down 2-0. Coombs will lead it off. We got Simmons inserted into left field. And here we go. Haas inserted in right field. And that's a grounder to second. So the Yankees are 2 outs away from getting shut out on opening day. It's up to Koenig to get on for the Bambino, and he's not going to do it. That's a grounder. So 2 out, nobody on. We got Ruth up, and we got Gehrig on deck. Let's see if Ruth can keep this game going. Lefty Grove trying for a complete game shutout. He's only given up 2 hits. And he struck out the Babe. And Lefty Grove goes 9. Pitches a 2-hitter. And the A's beat the Yankees 2-0 in a very good pitcher's duel. That was opening day, 1928 for the Yankees and the Philadelphia A's, the 2 best teams in the American League in 1928. All right, thanks for watching.